Hey everybody, welcome to your horoscopes for this week. These are the horoscopes ending on March 12th, 2016. We got a lot of fun stuff going on this week, so we're going to jump right in and get right to it. And we're going to start, as we always do, with Aries. A lot happening for you Rams this week, and it's all centered around your career. And we're going to start with the positive aspect with Uranus's trine with Saturn, which is really giving you a boost of energy to roll up your sleeves and really get things done when it comes to managing those career goals. So there's a lot of beautiful energy in terms of really having the time and open space to really get things done. Now, Uranus' square with Pluto is still there, of course, and it's going to continue to be there for the next few months, and that is going to cause some difficulties when it seems that some of your professional relationships are not exactly working in the same way that you are, and that can be a difficulty, especially as you've got your eye on the prize and you want to get it done, and this particular relationship is kind of throwing wrenches into those plans, or maybe kind of the negative Nancy of the group. As the moon moves into your sign Wednesday through Friday, it's really going to add a lot of strength to both of these aspects. So it's going to give you a much deeper reason as to why you need to succeed in these goals, which is positive, but at the same time, it's really going to give you an emotional reason to deal with these relationships that just clearly aren't working out, I'm afraid. It's the difference between looking at a situation truthfully and looking at a situation emotionally. When you look at the situation within these relationships emotionally, you tend to not want to hurt anybody's feelings. When you look at it truthfully and seriously for what it is, it really comes down to, do you want to hurt people's feelings, or do you want to get things done? Do you want to succeed? And when it comes down to it, you want to succeed. So this week, it really is all about making some changes in those professional relationships to make sure everything is running smoothly, and really getting down and doing the dirty work in order to get you to the success in your career that you want. So you guys, be brave and be fearless like all Rams are, and have a great week with that. Taurus, it's time to feel the love. Surround yourself with the love this week, because that's what it's all about for you guys. It's all about reciprocated love, or love coming to you. And with so much love coming towards you, you really feel the need to want to bathe in it. I mean, it's just such a tremendous energy. And you know what? You should bathe in it, as a matter of fact. Why not? It's like bathing with rose petals. It's simply amazing and awesome. And as the moon comes into your sign towards the end of the week on Friday, she comes in aspect with Venus, which is just, really cementing this whole love thing, because Venus is all about love, especially when it comes to love around your goals and money. Money is important, and money and love, the energy is very similar. Of course, if you close yourself off from receiving love, you're also closing yourself off from getting money at the same time. It's very, very, very similar in the way that their energies resonate. By Saturday, the moon is going to move into grand sextile position with the moon and Venus and Mercury and, of course, Pluto at the same time. And this is an amazing energy that brings together your relationships to move you forward in common goals, which is beautiful. So you're taking this love, you're not only receiving it, but you're putting it into something that you want at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. Also, the moon makes a grand Earth trine with Jupiter and Pluto, which is big time. This is all about busting through those old self-destructive mindsets and really putting yourself in a mindset full of love and full of support for yourself, so that you can move forward when it comes to the goals that are defined in this grand sextile. And also, it puts you in a perfect mind to really make some changes in some of your relationships that need changing. There's relationships that we have that are just difficult, and everybody's got a few difficult relationships out there. But when you put the time and energy into making that change without putting on the other person in that relationship what they need to change, but really focusing on what you need to change in that relationship, I tell you, miraculous things happen with changes all around in the relationship, both with you and with the other person. So this week, it really is all about feeling that love, using that powerful love energy to boost you forward, to get you back on track, to get you moving forward again. And it is about time, Tauruses, because it's been kind of a rough few weeks, and now we're looking at some smooth sailing, really powerful energy for you guys. You deserve it. So have a great week with that. Gemini, kick off the week this week with the part of fortune in your sign, which means you've got a burst of luck in getting rid of old stuff. Doesn't seem very lucky, does it? But actually, it really is. We're talking about, of course, old physical stuff that you've been hanging on to forever that you don't need, but also emotional, internal stuff, which is never pleasant, never fun for anybody, and it certainly is not fun for anybody born under an air element sign. Emotions are just not something that we want to deal with. But at the same time, just like everybody else, we got to deal with it because we all have that old baggage. When it comes to old situations or old emotional situations that either define your past failures or maybe in some cases they were relationships that really just were dark and nasty, or they ended very, very, very badly. If you don't deal with those emotions, of course they come up in situations in the present day, and why they come up in these situations in the present day is to give you an opportunity to kind of sort of lay these emotions to rest. So when you were talking about getting lucky with old stuff, what that means is it's a beautiful energy to kick off the week in doing this by not only providing the situations for you to do this, but giving you a different outlook on the situation at the same time. So for instance, if you had a relationship in the past that was really, really on shaky ground, it had a lot of issues, and you go back to the beginnings of those issues, if you are seeing that again this week, you have an opportunity to do things differently this time. Really look at the mistakes that you made in that particular situation. Don't worry about the mistakes that the other person made, but what did you do? And you have a chance to actually change that situation so it doesn't have the same outcome again. Therefore, you're not finding yourself in the same pattern again. You're breaking that pattern. And of course, that is going to get you forward in success in some of your goals and dreams, especially around those relationships. So this week, it's really all about taking a stand, looking these things in the face, really being brave about these old situations and saying, you know what, I'm not going to let you live my life anymore. I'm taking my power back and I'm living my life. And I'm going to make a change now so I don't have to deal with the situation again. You guys have a great week with that. Cancer, it is time for you guys to open your arms up very, very, very wide to the beautiful things that are ready to come to you this week. And with the part of fortune coming into your sign Tuesday through Thursday, it's a lot of lucky things for sure. This week it's definitely lucky to be a Cancer for sure. And when you're faced with all of these beautiful things that are coming at you, these lovely gifts from the universe, it's really important to be open to them rather than fight against them. Now, I know it seems silly to even say that. Why would anybody fight against them? But believe it or not, we human beings actually have a tendency to do that a lot more than we think that we do. And a lot of it depends on our own mindset about ourselves. This week, regardless of what your mindset about yourself is, it's time to be open to these things and really, really feel the energy of the love that the universe has for you by providing all of these beautiful instances to come specifically to you this week, because you've been through the ringer lately and you deserve to have these wonderful things. So this week, put yourself in a mindset that you are deserving of all the wonderful things that the universe has to provide for you, and really keep those arms open to receive that love, because when you do, there's no limit to what you can receive. You guys have a great week with that. Leo, it's all about past memories and past things that seem to be coming up for you guys this week, and it is a bittersweet thing to go through, unfortunately, as these past memories can sometimes be great and sometimes not so great, unfortunately. But the part of fortune coming into your sign Thursday and Friday is going to punch through with some luck when it comes to these particular memories of the past. Now, when we're talking about the bittersweetness of these memories, of course, there are memories of people that were there at one time that aren't there. But what we're really talking about is past glories, times when you felt like you were on top of the world and nobody could touch you and you were just doing fantastic and you wanted to stand up there on top of the world and say, woo, I'm on top of the world. And you're just not feeling that in the present moment, or you're feeling like that moment has passed and you're not going to get it back. The part of fortune comes into your sign to tell you you can definitely get that back. If you could do it once, you can do it again. It's inside of you and it hasn't left. So this week, it's really time to look at those past memories in the way that you're supposed to look at them. Don't look at them in a negative way, which is putting yourself down and saying, gosh, I wish I could do that again, but too bad I can't because I'm older now, or I'm broker now, or I'm whatever now. Really look at them and say, hey, you know what? I had that in me before and I know it's still there. It's time to open that up and remember that I wear the crown, because you guys are Leos and you always wear the crown. So you guys have a great week with that. Virgo, Jupiter's T-square with the Sun and Neptune and Saturn is, of course, still there, and it's going to be there for a few months, and it's a really difficult aspect that really makes it feel like there's just one obstacle and another when it comes to achieving your goals, and specifically really finding the time to get anything done when it comes to these goals. A lot of obstacles are being thrown into your day-to-day schedule that are really hindering your progress in these goals. But the big thing is where Jupiter is sitting, which is in the house of the mind. It's all about how you think. Now, of course, if you are entertaining negative thoughts or you're racing a lot in your head about, whether or not you can do this, or complaining about the obstacles, or, how come this always happens to me, kind of a mentality, you are so dead in the water, it's not even funny. This aspect is teaching you to get out of your head and really focus on what you need to do and not spend so much time thinking all the negative thoughts around the situation. Because when you do that, your chance of success goes way, way, way down. Now, the good news is Jupiter's trine with Pluto is still there. It's going to be there for a while, and it really is helpful when it comes to your relationships. But at the end of the week, as the part of fortune moves into your sign to bring you a boost of luck, the moon moves into position to make this trine a grand earth trine. And grand earth trines have amazing energy when it comes to getting things done, organizing things. I mean, really just a powerful influence over busting through any obstacle that you might have in front of you and really just getting things done despite the obstacles, because that's what success is all about. Nobody ever has it easy. It's always difficult, and success is defined by how you handle those difficulties, not what you do when things are easy. So this week, it's a big one for you guys. There is a lot of big obstacles there, but you've got a lot of support there around you. Call to that support. Let them help you. And you guys have a great week with that. Libra, the dark moon in your sign is calling for change when it comes to the home. And whether it's organizing things in the home or fixing things or just making changes you've been wanting to make in the home, this week there is a fantastic energy just for that. Now, the big thing, of course, is, Libras always like to be doing something. I mean, I don't know very many Libras that just like to sit and do nothing. However, with such busy lives and so many different things that you have to do, oftentimes some things get pushed over to the back burner. And so this is a really good week to really tap into that back burner stuff and get it done. Now, of course, also something that's going to be very helpful for you in getting things done is the way that you're looking at it. Probably those things were put on the back burner because they're not exactly things that you want to do, but they are things that you need to do. And the more you look at these things as something that needs to be done, the less successful you are at actually getting them done. Look at them as things that you want to get done because you want to get them out of the way. And the more you look at them as things that you want to get done, actually the more you're going to get done, because you'll move from one thing to another, and before you know it, you've knocked all of it out and it's all completely done. So this week, have fun with getting these back burner things done, because once they're done, you have nothing on the back burner anymore, and things are definitely going to be a lot less stressful for you. So you guys have a great week with that. Scorpio, Mars officially leaves your sign this week and puts you at a place of rest, which is beautiful. It has been really hectic, and you've been really moving, and Mars energy is really pushing you forward in different things, and in some cases providing some really frustrating obstacles along the way, as Mars has a tendency to do. And you may feel, as Mars leaves, this sort of exhaustion sort of wash over you. And the good news is that this week, as he's leaving, there's really no particular focus for Scorpios. You're kind of in between focus right now, which makes it a perfect period to rest. Not focus on anything. Just kind of sort of put yourself in a place where you do some things for you. Take some time to meditate. Take some time for yourself. And really just rest your physical and your mental self, and even your spiritual self to a certain extent, now, in order to be prepared for what's coming around the corner. So this week, really focus on that rest time. Don't worry about focusing on anything else at this particular point, because things are going to present themselves later on, and it may seem a little bit boring after so much hustle and bustle with Mars energy in there. But at the same time, you deserve to take the time to yourself, and you need to take the time for yourself, because if you don't, you're not going to be as well prepared for what's coming up next. So you guys rest well and have a great week with that. Sagittarius, Mars enters your sign this week, and as he enters your sign in squared position with Venus and Mercury, this difficult aspect is only going to add more difficulty to Saturn's already there T-square with Jupiter, Mercury, Neptune, and the Sun. And what these aspects are doing is it is creating the space to feel like one obstacle after another is being thrown into your groove when it comes to being able to achieve your goals. But at the same time, this aspect may be teaching you something, and we look to Saturn's trine with Uranus to really show us what it is teaching us, because Saturn's trine with Uranus is all about the career, and it's a very strong and powerful influence over making some leaps and bounds when it comes to your career. So what these obstacles may be telling you is that your focus, or your goal focus, may not be the right goal at this time. You may need to be actually focusing a little bit more on your career goals rather than other goals. And a lot of times these obstacles come up for a reason. They're coming up specifically to tell you that it's not time to deal with this goal right now, but it is time to deal with this one. And it doesn't mean that you can't have what it is that your other goal is. It just means that you need to give that one a rest and focus on this one. And also, it may mean that by focusing on your career goals, it may help you to be able to focus on your other goals later on. So this week, try not to get too frustrated. You got Mars in your sign now. Mars has that frustrated energy there. Try not to get too frustrated over what you can't have. Instead, be willing to put that on the back burner for right now and really focus on your career goals, because this is what's needed for you to move on to the next step. So you guys have a great week with that. Capricorn, we've got some issues with Pluto square with Uranus this week, as it is pointing towards some professional relationships that just don't seem to be working out right now, and that is always a difficulty. No Capricorn who is in their flow, trying to get things done, wants to stop what they're doing to deal with a professional relationship issue. It is a waste of time for the Capricorn that wants to get things done. And so it becomes a little bit of an issue, especially if you're not dealing with it right away and nipping it in the bud and moving on. The good news is Pluto's trine with Jupiter is still there, is still very strong, and it's helping you to remember your thoughts about the situation. And your thoughts about the situation are powerful. If you are spending time entertaining these I'm really frustrated because of this situation thought. You're actually losing time really getting things done, and you're definitely losing time dealing with this situation so that you can move past it. Now, the good news really is at the end of this week on Saturday is the moon makes this trine between Jupiter and Pluto, a grand Earth trine. And also the moon moves into grand sextile position with Pluto, Venus, Mercury, and Neptune at this time. And so this is a beautiful boost of energy towards your goals and dreams, and really bringing together what that mindset needs to be when it comes to achieving those goals. It doesn't matter what's going on with your professional relationships. If they don't work, they don't work. Move on, do something else. The point is, what really matters is what you do and what you create to get what you want. And you gotta bring yourself back to that in order to be awesome like you want to. So you guys, have a great week with that. Aquarius, Venus is spending the last couple of days in your sign this week. Mercury has already moved on out of your sign, and the week kicks off with the moon in your sign. And luckily, it's in a good way. Thank goodness for that, right? And it's really, really focusing on your financial empire and really building that financial empire and really surrounding those goals that are really, really, really important to you. Not the little ones, but the ones that really resonate within your soul as to what you're doing. This is a great energy to not only kick off the week, but it's a great energy as Venus is leaving your sign, because it's really powerful as they move into this grand sextile position with Uranus and Saturn at the same time at the beginning of the week. We're talking really a great energy behind making some money here and building that financial empire. And as all these planets leave your sign and things start to calm down a little bit, we're going to be sitting in that money house this month, really focusing on building that financial empire. So, bottom line with this energy is it's a great boost to kick us off, to really make some money. Keep your expectations high. Don't doubt yourself, of course, because that's going to get in the way. But keep your expectations high, because when you have those high expectations, you tend to put more work behind it. And then you're really setting yourself up for some financial success this week and some big things when it comes to growing your financial empire. So you guys, have a great week with that. And finally, Pisces, happy birthday to all the Pisces born this week. Mercury and Venus are moving into your sign this week, and it is a party in Pisces, as of course the sun is there too, and we got a lot going on. Now, Venus hasn't quite joined the T-square that Mercury, the Sun, and Neptune are in with Pluto and Jupiter right now. She is going to be joining it within the next couple of days, but hopefully the Sun will be out of it by that point. And maybe even Mercury will be in it for only a short time at that time. So it really is making that T-square difficult, and it all revolves around your goals and dreams. Very specifically, it's about being able to get things done because you feel obstacles that are, getting wrenched and thrown in there when it comes to actually getting things done throughout the day. And a lot of it has to do with your mindset, of course, with Jupiter's placement in this particular aspect. It's all about what goes on in here. Now, the more you entertain these thoughts of difficulties about what's happening, of course, the more time you're wasting in regards to actually getting things done, which is the important part of getting your goals into a place where they're actually doing something. Now, the good news is the Sun's placement or aspect with Pluto is really important. It's helping you transform some of those relationships around your goals. Communication, of course, is always important with those transformations, but really making clear communication about what you want in terms of those relationships. So it's bringing those relationships together rather than seeming to fight back and forth within those goals. Really makes a huge difference when you're not feeling like you're having to do everything alone. When you feel like that, you feel like you're dragging everything uphill by yourself, and that's never fun. You need the people that you're working with in regards to these goals to all be on the same page. And this week there is a beautiful energy to really make that happen. That's going to bust through a lot of those obstacles and really be helpful towards you getting where you want. So this week, yeah, there's some difficulties there, but no great things ever came out of anything that was easy. Trust me on this. The success is defined, of course, by what you do with those obstacles, not what you do when things are running smoothly. So you guys have a great week with that. Thanks so much for watching the horoscopes this week. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Hey, check out the link in the description there. We got classes that are coming up this week. Personal development's coming up. Mediumship 2, if you've already taken Mediumship 1. And at the end of this week, a dream interpretation workshop, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping we're going to learn about our dreams and what it is that they're trying to tell us and why that they're important. So check out that schedule. Those classes should show on your time, and if you click on them, it'll give you instructions on how to join in the class. Also in this calendar, you're going to see open times on the calendar. Those open times are waiting for you to fill them. So if you've wanted to book a reading, or you wanted to book a verbal birth chart reading, or anything like that, honey, that time's all open to you, so snatch them up while you can. Again, I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thanks so much for watching, and you guys have a great week. I'll see you next week.